Hello everybody and welcome to the Sovereign Village Project. Like many of you all, I too have been watching this GameStop debacle with immense enjoyment as the fat cats and their government cronies get royally shafted as they well deserve for their bailouts and violently stealing people's money via government and funneling it into those channels and degrading the value of your money with their money printing. To me, Wall Street and the Federal Reserve and government are all one and the same. They all work together and they're the same entity, just different arms of the same entity. So it's fun to watch some of those guys get what they deserve from a bunch of weaponized oddists on the internet. However, I do have one sense of caution and foreboding. I hate to be the cloud to everybody's silver lining, but a part of me thinks that this could possibly be the false flag, the catalyst for economic collapse. Eventually, they're going to have to find somebody to blame economic collapse on. Of course, it will never be the government that's responsible, or money printing, or any of the real causes of this, or lockdowns. So they're going to have to find a way to blame the people, and this would be one such way. Or this could be laying the groundwork to stage a similar situation in which they find a way to blame the people for economic collapse, just like they have to blame you for environmental degradation by making up global warming and other such scenarios. So just a word of caution about that is just keep your eye on the horizon and keep focused on the economy. And by economy, I don't mean stock market, but really focus on, do your neighbors have food? Are people around you working? What's the level of despair around you? I would say we're already well into economic collapse, but still the early stages, and that it's going to get far worse. And so they will come up with some way to blame the people for it, of course. But I hope this isn't it. I hope this is really just an organic grassroots movement to force what's going to happen here. I'm hoping is that the government will have to institute draconian regulation on us common people trading in the stock market, which would be wonderful because it will force them to finally show their hand and to prove undeniably that government is nothing but the violent enforcement arm of corporations. That will blow any narrative of left-right paradigm wide open. Of course, they'll still fool most people, but a lot of people will wake up with that. And so I'm really kind of insidiously hoping that that the lashback is severe. We're already seeing that from the technocratic side. We all know now that everybody from Facebook to YouTube to Google to Apple to really any major tech company is the enemy of the common people, and they will act against our interests at every given opportunity. And this is forcing them to show that hand more. So now I'm just hoping that they beg for regulation on Wall Street and that the government does it, because it's a little bit like the Hunger Games metaphor when everything started to come apart for President Snow and people started rebelling. And one of his advisors, who was secretly a rebel, he told them, do more whippings in the street, that'll help. And if they institute regulation to prevent common people from accessing the stock market, that's more whippings in the street. And that's a good thing, because that will just cause more insurrection, more rebellion, and it will wake more people up. So here's hoping for that, the right kind of chaos, true chaos, not the kind of fake chaos that leads to more totalitarianism. If you're in that world, everybody, happy trading. Of course, I will always recommend that if you're in crypto or any other kind of untangible asset, that you get some tangible assets like what's behind me. There's food in that forest that I can eat. I love cryptocurrency, I love blockchain technology when it's truly decentralized, but you cannot eat your Bitcoin and go try to spend that at the farm stand. If the internet goes down in some kind of attack, go try to use it then. Even precious metals, great investment if you want to store wealth, but you're not going to eat gold. And if there's truly not enough food, your gold's not going to buy food. The farmer's not going to they're not going to want your metal if they only have enough for their family, I guarantee you. So until you have land paid for and food growing, you shouldn't be dabbling too much in other investments, unless it's a means to get to your land. But really, when I look at the Biden administration, what they're going to do right now, it appears they're going to make a massive land grab. They're talking about massive, of course, they're dressing it up in language like conservation trusts and things like that. But basically, now that they've violently closed everybody's businesses down and caused economic collapse so nobody can pay their mortgage, they're going to swoop in and steal all of the land for them and their cronies. So if you got some capital right now, financial capital of any kind, highly encourage you to put that into some land, even if it's a little bit of land. If you're not sure where to start, a good place to start is you get like a fixer-upper small home on a few acres, because that will always have value in good economic times or bad economic times. There's always going to be people with low income who can still kind of afford to pay rent, so it's a really good investment if you just have basic low income housing, but you also have it on a few acres, 1 to 5 acres, where you can grow food. You could live there if you had to. You could divide it up. So there's a million ways you could get your investment back on land like that. Everybody, in the meantime, happy trading if you're up to that. Keep giving them the royal shaft. It's fun to watch. Happy homesteading. Stay safe and be well.